Welcome back to See, Hear, Feel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today there's no guest that I'm going to be speaking with. My Department of Dermatology recently had a retreat. We had Dr. Benjamin Doolittle, who was on this podcast, and I can put a link to his episode in the show notes. He came and we read aloud, we read together in smaller groups, we read individually a poem by John Stone called Gaudeamus Igitur. I find this poem amazing. I will put the poem in the show notes as well. It's not the shortest poem, this one, but it's a beautiful poem. This poem was for the commencement address of a medical school. A lot of it is about patients and cures and medicines and the heart and how you can heal and different pressures that might be on doctors. There's a lot of that in the poem, but I think this actually really applies to anyone. Gaudeamus Igitur by John Stone. For this is the day of joy, which has been 1460 days in coming, and 1459 nights. For today, in the breathing name of Brahms and the cat of Christopher Smart, through the unbroken line of language and all the nouns stored in the angular gyrus, today is a commencing, for this is the day you know too little against the day when you will know too much, for you will be invincible and vulnerable in the same breath, which is the breath of your patients. For their breath is our breathing and our reason, for the patient will know the answer and you will ask him, ask her, for the family may know the answer, for there may be no answer, and you will know too little again, or there will be an answer and you will know too much forever. For you will look smart and feel ignorant, and the patient will not know which day it is for you, and you will pretend to be smart out of ignorance. For you must fear ignorance more than cyanosis, for whole days will move in the direction of rain, for you will cry, and there will be no one to talk to, or no one but yourself. For you will be lonely, for you will be alone, for there is a difference. For there is no seriousness like joy, for there is no joy like seriousness. For the days will run together in gallops, and the years go by as fast as the speed of thought, which is faster than the speed of light, or Superman or Superwoman. For you will not be Superman, for you will not be Superwoman, for you will not be Solomon, but you will be asked the question nevertheless. For after you learn what to do, how and when to do it, the question will be whether. For there will be addictions, whiskey, tobacco, love, for they will be difficult to cure. For you yourself will pass the kidney stone of pain and be joyful. For this is the end of examinations, for this is the beginning of testing, for death will give the final examination, and everyone will pass. For the sun is always right on time, and even that may be reason for a kind of joy, for there are all kinds of all degrees of joy, for love is the highest joy, for which reason the best hospital is a house of joy, even with rooms of pain and loss, exits of misunderstanding. For there is the mortar of faith, for it helps to believe. For Mozart can heal, and no one knows where he is buried. For penicillin can heal, and the word and the knife. For the placebo will work, and you will think you know why. For the placebo will have side effects, and you will know you do not know why. For none of these may heal, for joy is nothing if not mysterious. For your patients will test you for spleen and for the four humors, for they will know the answer, for they have the disease. For disease will peer up over the hedge of health with only its eyes showing. For the T waves will be peaked, and you will not know why. For there will be computers, for there will be hard data, and they will be hard to understand. For the trivial will trap you, and the important escape you. For the committee will be unable to resolve the question. For there will be the arts, and some will call them soft data, whereas in fact they are the hard data by which our lives are lived. For everyone comes to the arts too late, for you can be trained to listen only for the oboe out of the whole orchestra, for you may need to strain to hear the voice of the patient in the thin reed of his crying, for you will learn to see most acutely out of the corner of your eye, to hear best with your inner ear, for there are late signs and early signs. For the patient's story will come to you like hunger, like thirst, for you will know the answer like second nature, like first. For the patient will live, and you will try to understand, for you will be amazed. Or the patient will not live, and you will try to understand, for you will be baffled, for you will try to explain both, either to the family, for there will be laying on of hands and the letting go, for love is what death would always intend if it had the choice. For the fever will drop, the bone remold along its lines of force, the speech return, the mind remember itself, for there will be days of joy, for there will be elevators of elation, and you will walk triumphantly in purest joy along the halls of the hospital and say yes to all the dark corners where no one is listening, for the heart will lead, for the head will explain, but the final common pathway is the heart, whatever kingdom may come, for what matters finally is how the human spirit is spent. For this is the day of joy, for this is the morning to rejoice, for this is the beginning. Therefore, let us rejoice. Gaudeamus, Igitur. Thank you for listening all the way to here. One thing we did during our retreat was choose our favorite line and talk about it with someone else. I would really love it if you share this episode with a close friend, whether a doctor or not. I hope that this poem touches you as much as it has me. Thank you for listening.